Hey everybody, so today we are doing some dehydrating. We're doing dehydrated celery. So we have two dehydrators open that we can use today. And I'll show you how we do it and give you some what you can, what you shouldn't do. So first of all, we're slicing our celery like you would want to use it in your recipe, okay? So you can see little man here is doing the celery just like I use in most recipes. Maybe, what is that? About 1/3 of an inch thick. Okay, so we keep the celery stalk together. He slices it all. It goes over here into a colander. We have a colander here in the sink that he fills up. We wash this, and then we do go ahead and we blanch it. Now, you'll get people that say just slice the celery and put it in the dehydrator. I have done that in a hurry, and it works out fine. I like to, when I have time, I go ahead and do the blanching step because the celery rehydrates better and it keeps its color better. Okay, so if I have time, which is most of the time, because it only takes, literally a minute. All I do, now this is not like blanching as if I were freezing. Literally what I do, I have my pots about 1/3 full of boiling water. I dump in my celery, and then literally I let it sit there 60 seconds. That's it. I don't bring it back up to a boil or anything. It's on high full blast. It's at a rolling boil. I dump my celery in for literally like 1 minute, and then I strain my celery, okay? But it opens up those pores. Let me show you the celery. See your celery when you have it here. When you have it here, there's these little pores that run along the celery. It opens up all these pores, and so when you go to rehydrate your celery, those pores are open and they just absorb the liquids so much like quicker, and it just hydrates a lot better if you do go ahead and do the blanching step. So if you have time, do it. If you don't, it's okay. It just takes a while more to rehydrate, and you might want to use it in a soup that you're gonna cook for a longer period of time. So I have this Cabela dehydrator open, 10 tray, and I have my Excalibur open. So we're gonna fill both of those full. Hopefully we'll get about 10. The celery stalks are pretty big. They're pretty big ones, and hopefully we're gonna get about 10 in there. All right, we'll get back to you when we're gonna blanch the celery. All right, friends, so you can see this pot is at a full, huge rolling boil. I have, my colander here holds 3 big stalks of celery. So we are going to dump this celery, be careful when you do this, into the pot of rolling boil. Like I said, then I turn my timer on for 1 minute. I only keep it in here 1 minute. We don't want mushy celery at all. We're not bringing it back up to a boil as if we were blanching for freezing carrots or something. But 60 seconds, that's really all I do. And then we'll just strain that and put that on the dehydrator trays. Hey ladies, did you see that we did carrot canning yesterday? So check out our video if you want to see how to can carrots. We also will be dehydrating carrots. Don't put all your eggs in one basket on preserving methods. If you can can. If you can dehydrate, do some dehydrated. If you can ferment, do some fermentation. If you can freeze, do some freezing. Use all your different methods of preserving because you use them differently in cooking. You want to come home really fast and you've been at church and you need a roast. Open up a can of canned potatoes, a can of canned stew meat, a can of canned carrots, cut up an onion, and you've got roast, literally in 15 minutes. There's our timer. Literally 60 seconds, we're gonna strain this. All right, and now we're just going to pour that celery and water out into the strainer. Now, we do not need to cool this. Why? See that steam? That's evaporation. Dehydrating is evaporation. when you actually cool your items, when you're doing in the dehydrator, it takes longer for the drying process to complete. So we don't need to do that. We can take it straight from the hot celery over to the sheets dehydrator trays, okay? So you don't need to cool, unlike in freezing methods. Now, celery dehydrates a lot, guys. I mean a lot. And I like mine to be plumb, crispy, crunchy. So we don't do the method where we sit here and individually put them on the trays, because in a few hours, these will all have major space between them. Unlike like mushrooms. Mushrooms don't, shrink near as much. So maybe, just get this out here. Don't stack it high or pile it by any means at all. Besides, most dehydrators, you can only put it, thin amount of anyways. But by all means, on celery, I make a full layer. Like so. Like this. So make a full layer, and we're just going to slide this right on into the dehydrator. All right. When it's done, I'm going to show you, this was from last night. This is a separate batch. This is 3 large celery stalks. The whole stalks, not just a rib. So this is, when I put it in, it's like a little over a pint. So it's like 2.5 cups out of 3 big celery. So this is all the dehydrator trays out of the Excalibur down into one tray. That's how much it reduces. So it's crazy. Tell me below what's your favorite items to dehydrate, and tell me, have you ever dehydrated celery? It's great for soups, stews, casseroles, all my like chowders. I put dehydrated celery in. It's just crazy amazing. All right, you all have a blessed day. I hope this was educational and you learned something new today. Have a blessed one.